What's going on, family? I'm Lyrics RP, and you know, for a long time, I wanted to be an artist. I didn't know trying to be an artist in this industry was so hard. I mean, come to find out, trying to be a Christian in this world is even harder. I mean, for a long time now, I wanted to be an artist, filmmaker, talk show host. I mean, but that was before I was a born-again Christian. So, I didn't quite want to leave the industry world. I didn't want to hang up the entertainment world just yet. So I created my own world. And what I did was I decided to reach out to Christian rappers through the internet. I wanted to ask them questions, wanted to interview them, and I wanted to, you know, get to know Christian rappers that are in the same struggle as me. You know, trying to be righteous and trying to keep the music righteous. So that's what I did. I reached out, got a couple of rappers, and I interviewed them. And at the same time, I said I might as well interview myself. So, yeah, check it out. Singing for God.
I come before you today. All right. So blessed to be alive. I want you to sit back while I give you the gospel. Truth. You fools was quick to say you out here wanted in these streets, but I got at least 1,000 demons trying to kill me in my sleep every night. So the more I pray, the more I fight. Got another 5 or 6 trying to blind my sight. Got 1,000 more stuff in my mind with propaganda. The devil got a...
What's going on, people? This is Lyrics RP. I'd like to thank all the Christians that participated in this documentary. Welcome, Singing for God.
What's up? Jay Lyles.
Hello everyone, my name is DJ E-Breaks Music, and I've been DJing a very long time, 30 years to be exact, rapping, DJing, mixing, producing, that's what I love to do. I have a passion for it, and I'll probably never stop doing it until I no longer exist, because the passion, dreams don't have an expiration date. So as long as you see me, you'll be seeing me doing DJing, scratching, and everything, etc. Peace.
What's happening? My name is Anticipate and I'm repping VA. Norfolk VA to be specific. But I got people in Richmond, Nova, that's Northern Virginia, Hampton Roads area, Lynchburg, Roanoke. I just like to say VA, but Norfolk, what up?
What's good? This is Nako. Jump right into these questions. Number one, I was pretty much born in the church. My parents were in the church my whole life. I received God's Spirit at age 11, and I would say in my early 20s was when I first started running away from God. Still coming to church, still doing all of that, but I was trying to find myself, quote unquote, just out doing, any and everything I was big and bad enough to do. And through this running, God took me through a series of like horrendous events, for real. God saved my life probably around 8 or 9 times, like drastic things. So I've always had a consciousness of God. Like I said, I see the Holy Ghost at 11, but I started running away from Him, and I got back deep into the Bible after my motorcycle accident. I came and I was paralyzed. My whole left side was paralyzed for like 6 months. So I was just laid up, and God took me into spiritual warfare. So I started reading up and studying spiritual warfare, and just becoming prolific in that, and just running for God hard, and once again I stepped away, and this time I stepped away, it was like the last time I was really running from God, and I look back on it and say that that was the worst time of my life. Like, and I had everything going for me. Like, people would look at my life then and be like, oh, you had this, you had the money, you had success, you was doing all of this. But when I look back on it, it was the worst time of my life.
When did I first meet Christ? Well, I actually did my communion. Well, as a child, my parents were actually Catholics at the time, and they made me do my communion. And I really didn't, I wasn't comprehending everything fully. I didn't learn too much. I guess because I was young and I wasn't, really concentrating. And then a couple of years after that, my cousin became a die-hard Christian, I would call him, because he would like preach to everybody in the family. He would even go out in the streets, give out pamphlets. And we even I opened up a Bible study line with him. And he was actually the teacher. And I think he saved me I was about 17, 18. And ever since then, like, I've been falling off, as far as being obedient on and off, but I never stopped studying ever since then. It's kind of like once you know the rules and regulations of life, as far as sins and blessings, I think I never was the same again. Because now when I sin, I know I'm sinning in this life. So yeah, I think that's when the first time I became a born-again Christian.
When did you first meet Christ or get deep in the Bible? Back in 2011, man, I accepted Christ. Long story short, I tried to commit suicide. I put a gun to my temple, I pulled the trigger, I said, God, if you want me to live, prove it. That thing didn't fire. Call it a misfire, whatever you want. I took it as a sign to open the Bible for like a week, had a stack of scriptures about that big. I jotted down to remember, and the rest is history, man. I went to a concert, and a man actually spoke a prophecy over me that God was going to open doors for the ministry that I was just thinking about. Now we got G3 Music Ministries, and it may not be as big and wow as some people think it should be or expect a prophecy to become, but it ain't over. I mean, it's still in the beginning as far as I'm concerned, and it's by His grace for His glory. It's gonna grow if He wants it to.
When it comes to faith, I'm a big believer in God and the higher entity. And ever since I was little, I've always known I've been blessed. I've been touched and blessed since I was a young kid. I've always realized that, and I've always had this protective coating over me to not be around in dangerous situations, And I've been close to a couple of situations, but my faith in God has always ran deep. And He's shown me a lot of things in life, and trusting in Him and believing in Him has gotten me out of situations, that normally people would need help getting out of. So in that aspect, I definitely believe in God and the higher power and the faith. And I hear God is good all the time, but I believe God is great.
It really started from my older cousins. We would go visit my grandmother, and first thing we would do, we try to imitate, the dudes on WWF and wrestling, but everybody had to come out to their theme song, right? So one cousin might have chose, one of Rakim songs, and I'm like, nah, I'm rocking with Run DMC, getting one of their songs, My Adidas or something. And then another one's like, nah, I'm rocking with the Fat Boys, man, or Beastie Boys, because it was during that era, but that's kind of how it started. That was before we were writing our own rhymes. We just copied what they were saying.
They still running their mouth, huh? Okay, I get them. Nako. I thought I'd never make it here after what had happened last year. I guess God had a different vision. All access, higher than my superstitions. You can never count me out the game. I roll a strike on my last frame. team, I still had wins. Still did it, give credit to the discipline. Whatever you get, when you get it too easy, you can bet it's gonna leave you the same. Easy come, easy go, word. With the music, money, and the fame. So now I'm here, still grinding, hustle hard every day. Now that I'm on top, guess when you lazy, you start to fall. You used to be hot, but now you're not. Cause we started at the bottom, now we level on top. Promise to my mama I ain't ever gonna stop. I did it like Diddy, I'm the man in my city. Cause I started from the bottom and I made it to the top. Yeah, we started at the bottom, now we level on top. Promise to my mama I ain't ever gonna stop. We don't play around, wanna bet, lay it down. Cause we made it from the bottom to the top.
One of the things, you know, like I said, detaching myself from friends and things like that, it wasn't hard because, like I said, once I made up my mind that that's what I wanted to do, God allowed them to get other opportunities in different cities, different states, you know, and it was more of Him secluding me to get in my word, to do the things that I know I'm supposed to be doing. And nobody's perfect. I don't make 100 every day, but I'm striving for perfection. That perfection is not going to be there until Jesus comes. But I'm striving every day to try to do right. Like I said, I don't claim to be perfect. I fall, but I thank God for mercy. I thank God for grace, and mercy just gives you mercy affords you the opportunity to come back and say, Lord, I'm sorry, and for Him to give you forgiveness. And that's one thing that I learned is you don't presume on God's mercy. I thank God for the mercy He's given me, but like I said, detaching myself from friends and things like that, it wasn't hard because I just like, and they see me doing, you know, they see me, they be like, yo, Nako changed, you know, for real. And I'm glad people see that. I don't do the same things I used to do. I don't go the same places. I don't speak the same way. So like when people see that change and they're not ready to change, they're going to detach themselves. Like it ain't going to be hard for you to move away. You set in your mind what you want to do. God's going to help you. We got, each one of us has angels that are surrounding us. As well, we have demons that are assigned to our lives. But greater is He that's in you than he that's in the world. So that's not to make you scared, but that's to let you know that it's real. Like spiritual warfare is real. And if God would ever open up your eyes for you to see the spiritual side, like it's warfare going on every single second of every single day for your life.
Do you have to detach yourself from things when you're born again Christian? Yes, you do. I mean, once you change your life, you basically change your life. You know. So I mean, you talk different, you act different. People seem to start treating you different, and you'll know who you have to detach yourself from. God will show you. And a lot of times I tell people, I think God does it for you. He detaches people from your life without you even knowing. And I guess you call weeding out the wheat, man. And the transition is kind of hard depending on the situation you're dealing with. If you're a person that deal with you got bad habits, obviously like drugs, liquor, cursing, pornography, whatever it is you're addicted to, that's where the devil attacks you the most. The devil's he's gonna drop little temptations everywhere for every little thing you crave for. That's what they there for. These demons are there to tempt you, temptation. So that's what makes the transition hard. I don't believe you're supposed to have an easy transition, especially if you want to be righteous and you want your spiritual to be, you know, you want your spiritual to be all the way on the up and up. You have to detach yourself and pay attention to what you have to detach yourself from. I mean, God can't do it all for you. You want to see that you're doing it for yourself. So yeah, I would say the transition was pretty hard for me. Nightmares even. So yeah, it's not an easy road.
What did you have to detach yourself from? Friends? Yeah, a lot of friends, a lot of people. Just cut them off, man. I mean, it wasn't that hard of a transition really, because I saw them for who they really were, saw the true colors, and I didn't need that in my life. So, you know, God helped me out there too.
To me, lyrical content is very important because you have to understand words have consequences. You might not see those consequences. The dude on the mic might not see the consequences, but there's consequences being dished out. You got little kids listening to what you're saying and they going out and doing it. So people say it's entertainment like the movies. Like in the movies, they spray up like 20 people in a row and nobody cares because it's the movies. But on the mic is a little different because you actually saying this is real. This is real life. So now you say that and then you add the fact that you're saying something crazy, and now the kid actually thinks the crazy stuff you just said is real life. So now he's imitating it. He's going out and do it. Then he does 20 years in prison. You feel me? So that's one reason why my rhymes are now positive. That plus I have daughters. I don't want my daughters listening to my songs and then asking me questions. What did you mean by that? Like, yeah, that sound kind of crazy, right? So I don't say anything like that. So to me, lyrical content plays a big part, not just in music, but in society, culture, our society.
Top of the morning, people. I just wanted to say that every time you hear a story about a selfish pastor, or every time you hear that they're saying the pastors just want money and he's selfish. Well, my pastor, Pastor Butler, basically used to pick me up and drop me off. Well, he still does. Picks me up, drop me off, Bible study. Also did it with church. Also brought me bags of groceries for my family when we needed it. So, I mean, we used to have church in Wall Street, glassed out, cappuccino machine, hot chocolate, coffee, and of course, thank you, Veronica. They would bring goodies, cakes, food. We still get goodies brought to the Bible study. And in that church in Wall Street where we used to go, it was conference room too, big conference room. I still haven't seen the plate. He's never passed around an offering plate. Now, even if he did, I would give it because you need to give 10%. 10% to the church, man. But what I'm telling you is, my pastor never passed out the plate. As a matter of fact, since I met him, he's been giving me money and wasting money on me. To be honest, I'm not even kidding. So, I just wanted to say that little story for everybody that likes to talk about pastors. So the next time you hear a pastor story, most likely what you're doing is you're hearing a story about a bad pastor. You're not hearing a story about a pastor. What you're doing is hearing a story about a bad pastor. I just wanted to say that. We're gonna get into a video. Well, not a video. We're gonna go get into a song from my boy Jay Lyles. Wow, God is out today. The sun is bright. All right. So let's get into this video.
More often than not, we are our own worst enemy. We let the voices in our head get to us, man. Tell us that we're just weak, man. That we're leaning on God like a crutch. Man, check it out.
You're just weak inside, man. You trust and you're relying on something that you can't see, and then you expect expect me to believe? You're just weak inside, man. You trust and you're relying on something that you can't see, and then you expect me to believe.
Feel like I'm Daniel in the lion's den, praying God save my life, keep my eyes on him. I gotta fight the good fight till I die again, praying God save my life, let me rise again. I hear a lot of talking, but I ain't seeing movement. I got that Nike flow, so you know I just do it. I call it like I see it, I ain't making no excuses. When I lace up a beat, I lay the truth and speak fluent. Hear a lot of haters and they aiming for confusion. Division in the church, the devil's work is so abusive. Christians too reclusive, we hiding in the dark, comfortable in sin instead of being set apart. We supposed to be the light, but lately we so dim. We supposed to be different, but we acting just like them. And then we wonder why there ain't no difference in the land when we distance ourselves from God and try to be like man. I just don't understand why so many hypocrites. I know we all fall short, but this is just getting ignorant. I know that we all sinners, but this is getting ridiculous. We gotta do better, forget the cheddar, it ain't infinite.
You're just weak inside, man. You trust and you're relying on something that you can't see, and then you expect me to believe. You're just weak inside, man. You trust and you're relying.
Music is very important. The word says music does good like a medicine, and you know everybody loves some type of music. Like music solves the savage beast. Like you could play songs and it you know, music soothes a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And music is everywhere. You have music. Any TV show you put on is going to be music. Anywhere you go, you're going to hear music. Elevators. It doesn't matter. You're going to hear music. So music is a very, 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 very powerful tool. And the enemy knows it, and he tries to use it as well. And like I've learned that music carries a spirit, and it all depends on how it was created. You know, so you got to be careful on what you listen to, who you listen to. If you don't know some of these artists, you don't know their lifestyle, you don't know what they did to get to where they are. You know, people selling them souls to the devil, that's real. That's real. People do that. So music is very, very, very powerful. And what's crazy is, like, with my music, I didn't put out a gospel album. Like, this is not me personally. Like, I didn't set out to do a gospel album. I know me, and I don't curse in my music. I talk about stuff that I've been through. Like, I talk about real life stuff for real. And like when I put it out, people labeled it as gospel because it's telling the truth. And I'm bigging up God in my music directly and indirectly. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, music carries a spirit. And the aim of my music, and it had to be told to me because I didn't see it as a witnessing tool. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole reason, the whole way I got into rapping was I was listening to rappers and I'm like, yo, they lying. And people know they straight lying. Like, you ain't been through this. You ain't did this. You heard about it. Or you got people writing for you. You know what I'm saying? So my cousins came to me and was like, yo, like when Jay-Z's Girls came out, like that's the life I was living at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the different type of girls, like I dated and messed with all types of girls. You know what I'm saying? And like from then, I didn't start rapping then, but that's when my cousins and they would started talking to me, telling me like, yo, you could do this, you could rap. Like what you doing and how the things that you've been through, like it's real and it's real life and it's all real. It's no faking and it's not just saying it in the booth and you living a different life. Like that's you, like that's your life. Like your life is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And is way more exciting than a lot of stuff that was on the radio. So that's how I got into rapping. And like I said, if you listen to this album, I called it the gospel, not meaning it's a gospel album. Gospel means truth, and that's why I named it the gospel, meaning it's the truth. Like everything on there, like I'm talking about real life situations, like things that I've been through.
How important is music? Here's the thing. We want to believe that music does not. I hear this a lot in the industry. Music doesn't make you do anything. Does music make you dance? Does it make you happy? Can you be angry after listening to a song? All these questions are yes, yes, yes. So music is more powerful than you think. First of all, as a Christian, you have to know that these are spiritual energies going inside this music. I believe there's demons in music. I believe music could be used for black magic. Could it be like, oh, it takes over your mind, you kill somebody? No. Can a person say something that would make you at least think negative because of a large amount of information he's given to you? Yes. And how important is music? I mean, there's like a million things, a billion things probably we could talk about. So all this music out, and you hear negativity out, and they always say, well, am I lying? I'm not lying about what's going on. Okay, all right, and that's what you chose to talk about. I got you. If there's no end game, if there's no message, a person can look out the window and see what you're talking about. A person can look at the TV. If you're so caught up on evilness, like violence or whatever, I mean, you're not really teaching nothing. Keep thinking you're teaching. You're not teaching nothing. A kid, if a 12-year-old knows what you're talking about, you didn't say nothing. If a 10-year-old understands what you're saying, you didn't say nothing. You didn't teach nothing. And that's what's going on with music right now. Music is becoming very dangerous. That's why I think Christian music, Christian rap specifically, they're saying, I've heard that rap is the #1 selling music. So how powerful do you think Christian rap is?
What's the aim of the music? Of course, promote the gospel, promote Christ. I mean, music isn't necessarily going to save anybody, but it's a stepping stone. It's an icebreaker too. And I pray that the music is speaking life and positivity over people that listen to it, and maybe they will be affected by it, God willing, by His grace for His glory. How important is music? It ain't an idol. It's not, the most important thing. It's not everything, but man, is it important. It's been my therapy for over a decade before I was saved. I mean, I always take my frustrations, my feelings, whatever, to the mic, to the beats, the pad, whatever you want to do. Express myself, better than just talking to people, for sure.
Yeah, I don't really like answering that question. What's your style? Because to me, style is like a painting. Like, if you look at a painting on the wall and ask somebody to describe that in words, what do you mean? What he says is different than what that person thinks, because words can't really describe the picture. So I kind of feel like that with style. You want to know the style, you listen to the music. That's the style. And the style comes out. Just like you look at the painting, oh, that's what it looks like. It's different than what you told me it looks like. It's two different things. As far as the album, I called it the tune-up because it's like 10 different parts, 10 individual parts, but wrapped in one package. Like when you go to a mechanic to get a tune-up, you check your spark plugs, you might check your brake pads, you might check your fluids. So he checks all those individual parts, but it's all considered a tune-up. Just like all my songs are individually placed and they may be different, but it's all part of the same album.
Listen. To Christ I am devoted, hoping that y'all don't notice I'm choking up on these words as I quote them. Cause really I'd be lying if I said my love was equal to how much God loves every one of His people. I just can't fathom it really, and really I just feel silly when I'm saying that I'm living for God but still sinning. How can I be so double-minded? I'm blown like a wave and blinded. I know that I say I'm fine, but really this pain I'm hiding inside, yeah. And I can't explain it, my brain is sick of straining. I feel insane and lame, but I know His name is raining, yeah. I beat myself up enough for a lifetime, so I don't need your guilt trip on top of my own lies. I don't need a field trip to go back in time. I know my past, but I also know my future lies with Christ. So think twice before you start assuming, accusing, and hating. I ain't deal with fools. I refuse to be complacent, yeah. G3 Music Ministries, by His grace, for His glory. Sweating out here, man. God bless.
did I meet Lyrics RP? Yeah, it was through Facebook. I don't remember who requested who, but we connected on there and we started talking about, music and the beats. I think you heard the beats that I do, and he wanted to jump on them, and I was like, sure, I don't have a problem with that. As long as you're feeling what I'm doing and I'm feeling what you're doing, we can get together and make some magic. I love making magic, for real.
How I met DJ Rex. I mean, pretty much the same way I met a lot of people. I was networking. I don't know if you remember, but I contacted him. I was just networking, looking for music producers and, anything of that sort. And I came across him. And he was very cool. It wasn't like, oh, who is this? Like stranger or whatever, or I'm not interested or whatever. I just told him what I did. I said, yo, I'm a rapper. I'm a rapper. I need beats. Da-da-da-da. And he's like, all right, but let me see what you got. And I sent him something over. And he was like, yo, I believe I sent them shout out to New Element, Mr. Reed. I believe I sent them something from the Hybrid Exquisite. That's a mixtape you can find online. I believe it's on Bandcamp, the Hybrid Exquisite. And that's nothing but a positive album. It's not a Christian album, but it's a positive album. And I gave him a song from there. He was like, yo, you nice. And next thing you know, he heard the whole album. I actually sent him the album, or the whole mixtape. And he was like, yo, this mixtape's nice. And ever since then, he was like, cool, don't worry. He start feeding me. I mean, gave me like 6 beats off the rip. I'm like, whoa.
I liked his music. He played an album for me, he sent it to me rather, and I played it, and I played it from top to bottom, and I was feeling his style, his energy, his content, And I told him that. I mean, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. I liked his vocals, his lyrics, his cadence, and all that. So, I really did like his stuff.
What made me want to hit him up was his style. So hip hop. He was still in that phase of the 80s. And I love beats like that. And I knew right away, man, I could really kill some tracks with this guy, because that's my flavor. It's kind of hard. It's not hard, but I mean, when you're looking for producers, a lot of producers are experimenting. They're in the new age, and sometimes everything ain't for everybody. But I just knew I'd get this guy beats, and I'm gonna make a dope album. So that's what I did, and I know I put him through a lot of ups and downs as far as being sure on what the project was gonna be.
The chemistry was pretty good, his style and my style come from the same type of cloth, and I thought the chemistry was pretty good, and I think we're gonna make some good music together.
And it's weird that we're still even messing with each other, because I wasn't sure. I mean, I keep jumping from project to project at the moment. First I wanted a Dolo album, and then I wanted to do something with my boy. And on top of that, the reason I say I can't believe we're still together, because we're like both difficult people. He got his own mindset on how he wants to track exactly. Sometimes me too, but he pushed me to the limit, and he don't even know. Like, I've always had people to do my music. I never really engineered my own stuff. My family can engineer. I got nephews and stuff, but at the time, I didn't really have access to do a lot of music all the time. It would be like I would have to go to the studio, or somebody else's studio. So he made me learn. It's like, yo, bro, we gotta get this stuff done. Look, this is how you do it, man. Check it out. And I've never done it till I met him, and I went, learned how to engineer just to send him the music, and he was actually engineering it, but I had to learn how to drop my vocals and send it to him. On top of that, I dealt with stuff like, I remember one song he told me, I did 3 verses, he said rewrite the second verse. I almost never had somebody tell me to do that. Almost never. And I had a problem with that. I was like, wow, you saying you don't like am I saying something corny or whatever? But his honesty was amazing to me. He's like really honest. And he was like, bro, I'm not trying to dish, I'm trying to tell you what is right for the track. So believe it or not, I would do that. And I did it. I rewrote the verse, send it back. So yeah, we bump heads on this project.
As far as the problems, I guess some of the problems were I'm more of a perfectionist, and I like to get things right. You know, and I like them to sound good. I like them to have everything, you know, in tune and stuff like that. And he, I don't think he was committed to what my standard is, you know, and that was one of the problems. He thought maybe I was being a jerk about it or anything like that. But I just have a high standard when it comes to, you know, the music. It has to be great. It has to fit flawlessly. I don't want any kinks in the armor. So he probably thought I was more of acting like a butthole for it, but that's just how I like it, you know, and how I like to do it.
I mean, like, we have different views and a lot of stuff, but like I said, I always know my direction. The new album, The Universe, speaks to me. It's the name of my new album coming out. I don't plan to do nothing short of regular music. Who knows what regular music means? I know in my head. But Christian music off the rip, you have to come with it. For some reason, we have to prove ourselves for everything, you know, especially, there's no exceptions in hip-hop. There's no exceptions. Me and him already had 2 different views on Christian hip-hop as it is. His view on Christian hip-hop might not be so broad. He might not think it's universal. He might not think it's international, which is all false. It's already international. It's already everywhere. So I think I'm gonna shock him, and then he's gonna shock himself with how dope the album comes out. And like I said, we bump heads on it. I've gave him a song he hasn't engineered yet, and it was because he didn't think it was good enough. He's like, well, I don't know, man, do it over or whatever. And I'm like, what? So yeah, this album's gonna be interesting, and it's gonna be hard to do.
I was shocked when he told me he wanted to do Christian music, and I can't knock anybody for doing what they feel in their heart, because I don't want nobody knocking me for what I want to do. But yeah, it was a little bit of a shock to the system, because at first he wanted to work with me on some stuff, and then after he realized I had a high standard when it comes to the recording aspect, he kind of backed away a little bit. And then he didn't want to do the rap anymore. He wanted to do his talk show. And then he came back and wanted to do it with another guy, but still kind of using my beats. And I had no problem with that. And then all of a sudden he hit me, he wants to be with the Christian rap, which is okay too. It doesn't matter to me. As long as it's good music, I'm all for it.
How's my music gonna be as far as this album? I think it's gonna be very versatile. How could I describe anything I do? I try not to fit in, but you gotta watch what you say in Christian rap. And I'm not saying it like that's the rules. I'm saying it if you want to be righteous and you taking responsibility for every word that comes out your mouth. Being that you got that factor, and you're trying to appeal to the masses. You're trying to get to the ears of the youth. You understand? You don't want them to stray away. So you have to do a mixture of not only style, style and flavor. You have, for me, you have to throw in the message. The message is the most important. But we cannot leave the flavor that you put in the music. It's got to either make you bump, it's got to either make you think, and then you get across. And I'm aiming for that. I'm aiming for, but I'm not trying to play with it. I'm not trying to give you something that's like just booty music or just party music or just a love song. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to give you me. I'm trying to tell you what I think.
I don't have a prediction for the album because I can't gauge anybody's success. I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to answer that question. But I think you said the name of the song, the album was going to be The Universe Speaks to Me, which I like already. I really like that title. It all depends on the content and the whole scheme of the recording of the album, of the concept, and how you're going to present it to people, because you can't just straight feed people straight information. You actually have to chop it up into bits and pieces so that they can digest it correctly. And Christian, music is something that's not very popular in hip hop. It is popular, but it doesn't have that crossover appeal. So I wish him the best of luck, and hopefully he'll have plenty of success in that field.
This is my life. You could be anywhere in the world, but you here with me. That's love. What up, Sue? It was all a dream. I never thought that I'd be here, getting money to talk, throwing words in the air. It's a cold world outside, clear port by the water, getting ready to fly. Or getting ready to die. That's my last recollection when my life was a ride. Images enough to horrify everybody around me and every passerby. I heard I wouldn't survive, but God had other plans, let me testify. And let me say bye-bye to your agenda, cause like it or not, I'm still alive. Shot point blank with a 4.5, no lie, in my chest trying to put me to rest. And what's more, on tour, had a whore try to set me up. A couple did, I'm like, just my love. This is my life, the worst things had a hold on me, until the best things came to set me free. God had favor on me, to prove he gave me my life. Listen, this is my life, my life, my life, yeah, my life, my life. It's my life.
What's up? Important verse in the Bible to me, and a verse that I quote all the time, like whenever in church they ask for a Bible verse, is Psalms 34:1. I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praise shall continually be in my mouth. That's a big verse to me because, like I said, God saved my life so many times. So, like, and even recently, you know what I'm saying, with health stuff, I know God is able. Like, he is no doubt in my mind. Like, he's able to do anything. He's done so many things for me. Like, I was shot point blank with a 45, resting on my chest, up against a minivan. The minivan, when the guy pulled the trigger, the glass that I was up against shattered behind me. Dude had a ski mask on. His eyes got like that big in the ski mask. After all of that happened, I went back to where my cousin was. I had a jacket on that was open. I had a burn hole right here on my chest. I had a hole in the back of my shirt. I had a hole in the back of my jacket. I had gunpowder all over my wife beater, and ain't nothing touched me. Can't tell me God ain't real. You know what I'm saying? That motorcycle accident, like a couple of months after that, where they had to shut down I-95 on both sides because it was so bad, and whoever called the cops or whatever didn't call for an ambulance because they thought I was dead. So they sent fire trucks and state troopers to the highway. You know, whenever there's an accident, they want to make sure, because it's gasoline, they want to make sure that there's no chance of explosion, anything like that. So they sent the fire truck, but they brought body bags to the highway. So when they came and they passed me on the highway because my bike kept going, they passed me on the highway, went to the bike, and somebody pulled over on the other side, jumped over the divider, and he started flagging down like the state troopers and stuff, the latecomers that was coming. So they got off the exit and came around and did the same thing he did. So they jumped over the divider and they assessing everything because they're waiting for the ambulance to come because they didn't expect to find a living body. So long story short, I was paralyzed for 6 months, had a collapsed lung. They said I was gonna have to get skin graft to close my knee and close my leg up. I didn't have to get no skin graft. They said I was gonna have to get plastic surgery to heal my arm. I didn't have to get no plastic surgery. I was paralyzed for about 6-7 months. Couldn't do for myself. So things that people take for granted, like tying your shoes, buttoning your buttons, putting your own socks on, things like that, I couldn't do. And I thank God that I'm able to do that now, and I don't take those little things for granted. So that's why I will bless the Lord at all times. Like in the good times, in the bad times, I will still bless the Lord because His mercy endures forever. I know about God's mercy. Like if nobody else knows about His mercy, I know about God's mercy. He's been so merciful to me.
What's an important verse to me? What does it mean to me? Well, at the present time, an important verse to me would be Matthew 16:18, which is, and I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not overcome it. What does that mean to me, and why not? Well, that's what I'm trying to do with this with this documentary. I'm trying to give something back to God, but not. I don't want to do just anything. I'm trying to build something that matters, because even before this, I feel God was steering me to do this documentary. Even before this, I did a movie. I got accepted to a tour, which the other half bailed out. Turned down deals. I did 30 shows at a radio station, in attempts to be a radio host. Did a documentary before this, which was wasn't evil, but it wasn't a Christian DVD. So yeah, I wanted to do something to give something back to God, but I also wanted to build something that would matter probably forever, that would make a difference. So yeah, Matthew 16:18.
Very important verse in the Bible. Okay, right there on my wristbands, Acts 20:24. I'm not giving it away. Go look it up. It's a big cornerstone for the ministry, though, right there.
I mean, I'd be lying to say where I'm from didn't have an influence. We're like 4 hours away from New York, 3 from Philly, but we're still in the South, so you're gonna hear rhymes in my songs, and then you're still gonna hear some of that Southern flavor. So if you listen to it, you can probably tell, okay, he's not from New York, but he's not from Atlanta, and he's from the East Coast. That's Virginia right there. So yeah, I definitely think it had an effect. I don't want to put all rappers in a box to say all rappers from VA rap like this, because they don't. It's the same everywhere.
So you want to know what a tune-up is? Okay. A tune-up is done on your vehicle to repair, replace, and maintain parts that wear down because of normal or abnormal wear and tear on your vehicle. Tune-ups help ensure that your car will continue to operate smoothly, maximize the vehicle's gas mileage, and help prevent serious damage to your engine. I spit good fruit from the vine of Christ, carve it up. This is but a seed for your thoughts, get your garden up. And those 2 bars don't contain no carbs, but the word of God will fill you like potato starch. And the hood silencer contains potato parts. I'm painting you a picture like some Lego art. Cause it's blocks on blocks, these avenues and those streets, cops with plots, bad attitudes and no bleach. Some be as dirty as the toilet in my residence before flushing your boy bussin'. Boy, is he heaven sent? Well, in a sense, see, God made me to make songs about him. misplaced it, but God had a plan. Now I can see my placement. Christ before my LASIK. The tune-up. All vehicles need regular tune-ups, and just as our vehicles need to be maintained and kept in tune, so does our spiritual lives. Ask God to change your spark plugs by renewing your mind. Ask God to clean your fuel injectors by cleaning your conscience with the confession of sin. Ask God to replace your air filter by restricting what is taken into your songs. I had some issues, I need a tune-up. See, I misused you too much, and I proved I was in the pool shark when I missed cues. You gave me signs and I stalled. My timing was off, but your plan is divine, so the assignment's not lost. You put rhyming in my jaws, but you gave me more than teeth, you gave me speech, so I can't waste my time trying to floss. You showed me that sin did it, and at the end you'll fix it. But for now, I can't waste my time trying to find cause, cause sometimes the effects are the best at lessons learned. If we didn't get burned, and how can you provide gauze? And you don't wanna see me suffer, you just wanna see me tougher. You don't want me to tire when the street meets the rubber. Instead of Malcolm at the window taking sneak peeks through shutters, you called me to rap and teach peace to brothers. Sometimes I get off course and my clutch slips. I need your blessings on this one, please touch this. The tune-up. Ask God to change your all by getting rid of your bitterness, resentment, your anger, depression, and discouragement. I'm a mechanic, so I know. And you don't want just any old mechanic working on your vehicle. And the same goes for your spiritual life. So I personally recommend the chief mechanic, Jesus Christ, to conduct your spiritual tune-up.
Like, my faith is strong, and I'm grateful for that. Is one thing that I don't take it for granted. But I was just speaking, I spoke at my church a couple of Sundays ago, and I consider myself to be weird because, like, that's how strong my faith is in God. Like, because of the different things that He brought me from and brought me through, I know that there's nothing that is impossible for God. Like, nothing impossible. There's nothing that is impossible for God. Sicknesses. I was diagnosed with acute renal failure. They told me that my renal system was shutting down. That's it. You're supposed to get on dialysis, and that's it. You can't live without your renal system. Like, that's different organs that's all involved with that, and everything was shutting down. I'm here. This was like 4 or 5 years ago when this happened. Like, there's nothing. Even when they told me that, I told God about it, and that's what it was, you know. But God knows my faith. He knows that I know He can do anything. There's things that's going on right now in my body that I already know God got it taken care of, you know. And I said, and I told the people, I was like, listen, I know God said He saved my life so many times. I'm not going to die from this. I ain't finished doing what He want me to do. Like, I got a lot more to do. We all got a lot more to do. So we have to realize, like, you got to know the God that you serve. You got to know that He's able to do anything. And we all should have a testimony. Like, God brings us through, not just so we can be overcome by our individual testimonies, but so that you can hear my testimony. You can hear somebody else's testimony. You can hear somebody else's testimony and know that God is able to bring you through, because He has no respect to person. So if He did it for me, He's able to do it for you. If He did this for your brother or your sister, He's able to do it for you. So my faith is extra strong, you know. And all you got to do is, no matter what, it's a mindset change. So you got to train your mind, train your senses, train everything to, as soon as something arises, say, Lord, I trust you. God, I trust you. Give it to Him. He said, cast all your cares on Him, because He cares for you. Not some of them. Not just the things that you think you can't handle. You're like, I got this, God. I'm going to do this on my own. No, He wants you to give Him everything. Trust Him with everything. Every day I tell God, Lord, I relinquish control of everything in my life to you. I relinquish everything, my body, heart, mind, soul, spirit, my everything. Like, I name everything, my speech, my actions, my emotions, my will, my desires, talents, abilities, my home, my vehicle, my health. I relinquish everything to you. I trust you with all of that. I trust him with everything. So if anything happens in any one of the areas that I gave him, I know he's going to make sure it's all right. Like, he's not a guy where he's going to drop the ball. He has never dropped the ball. He cannot drop the ball because he's awesome. So give him everything, trust him, and just sit back. And the devil's going to fight you. The devil's going to make it seem like, that's the thing. He's going to make it seem like it's getting worse, but it's not. God got you. Once you say, Lord, I'm asking you to take this, I'm putting this in your hand, leave it there. Trust that he's going to do it. And I'm a witness. He will never, ever, ever, ever fail you.
Is having faith hard or easy? I think having faith is like the transition. You have to believe it in your heart, soul, and mind. You have to believe it. And I think the more you study the Bible, you know if you believe it. You know. It's kind of like I say, it starts to all make sense. Starts somehow, and we can't know everything. I don't believe the Bible's there to teach you everything. So all these questions when people go up to you, oh, you believe in the Bible? So how come this and how come that? Look, we're not here to know the questions. We're here to be spiritual. You know what's right from wrong. It's kind of like if you help an old lady across the street, feeling in your soul that you're doing something good. Nobody's gonna pay you afterwards. You're not gonna get a reward, but somehow for the rest of the day, you feel rewarded. Yo, you did something godly. I did something godly, Cat in the tree, I don't care what it is. Anything you do that's a good deed. Now, if you do something bad, you could be arguing. The person could be in the wrong. After you hit them, or stab them or whatever, you feel the evilness. I don't have to explain that to you. You would know you're angry. You would know something that is not godly came over you to hit that person. So that's the same way I think it is with faith. You know, faith gets in you. Once you study, it comes in you.
Is having faith a hard or easy thing? It is hard. It's very hard. It's a fight. It's a struggle, day in, day out, spiritual warfare. But it's worth it, man. You endure to the end, you will be saved, right? Amen. It's by His grace, for His glory. G3 Music Ministries and the studio right here. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the love and support from everybody. God bless. You know what I'm saying?
I think the struggle in the industry as a whole is the same for all up-and-coming artists. It's promotion and marketing. You can have the best rhymes or the best beats, but if you don't get heard, then it's going to stay in your Pro Tools set. You and your producer's going to hear it. So that's one of the struggles. I mean, as far as a Christian rapper goes, there's no Christian rap radio station. There's some internet stations, but there's no FM radio station. So your song's not going to get played on the radio. You have to come to that understanding. You got to understand that it's bigger than just rap music. You're actually trying to help people change their life. You're trying to bring people to Christ. You're affecting souls. Like, souls are eternal. So like after you die, your soul's still there. That's what you're affecting. So your audience base goes beyond death, so to say. But you got a broad audience base. You got young, you got old. The older folks who used to listen to 80s rap, they're not gonna listen to the stuff played on the radio now because it's too much. The lyrics are too crazy, so they're not gonna listen to that. But they'll still listen to Christian rap. So you have to take that in consideration. But yeah, it's a struggle. But I don't even look at it that way for real. I look at it as this is my calling. I'm doing God's work, and I'm gonna go the way He wants me to go.
Talking about, real quick about, where hip hop was, where it's at now, and everything like that.
So I was thinking how, the rap game right now is more like, politics and, movers and shakers and, who you know, and it's a lot of, it's a lot of bureaucratic, almost like bureaucracy in it, I'll say.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
Bureaucracy.
There's a lot of bureaucracy in this shit now.
Whereas
you know, when we was doing it at first, it was about the essence of hip hop. It was about just the skills.
What's up, bro?
You bringing your skills to the table. It's about doing your, you know, expressing yourself, doing your thing. And now it's more like trying to make music to compete with, you know, with what someone else might have said. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say it better than how he said it, but I'm gonna talk about the thing. And at the end of the day, y'all all saying the same thing. You know what I mean? There's so much range of variety in hip hop. The different topics being spoken on, the different artists, the different styles. You know, and I don't mean just like rap styles. I mean like you knew when you heard a certain song, it sounded like that group. You knew you heard, you know, CL Smooth, Pete Rock. You knew a Pete Rock beat. You knew when you heard Mobb Deep. You knew when you heard, you know what I mean?
You know why?
Call Quest. You know certain sounds. You know when you heard Tough Crew. You know,
because it's too crowded now with mediocre talent. Because you can go buy some equipment now, and you a producer, engineer, you a DJ. Depending on you, it doesn't count for what work you put in. Because you don't have to have a track record if you got enough money to buy the right equipment and plug in with the right people. So everybody on your block is rhyming or producing or doing something with hip-hop. The industry is crowded. So we're going to give you the different sound. It's a throwback sound. Like, just because you got a pair of Jordans and you bought a basketball doesn't necessarily mean you're going to play in the NBA. When we was doing shit, it was 30 rap groups in the industry as a whole. So you had to be somebody special to hold down that title of MC, Masters of Ceremony, because niggas is just rappers today. They not really, I mean, it's classic, old school, legendary, timeless music. And we're thankful that we were able to have the chemistry, Tone Love, Ice Dog, LA Kid, Too Tough, Monty G. The chemistry that came together from them 4 or 5 people, it was a once in a lifetime joint, and we just kind of pull it back together one more time, and you know what I mean? Let it rip.
exactly, man. You know, that's it. Bring the essence of hip hop. I feel like hip hop then took it hot. It's about a business of rap. You know what I mean? And it's become less creative, less raw, less real. You know what I mean? Real rap is you bringing a concept, you bringing a skill set, you bringing an idea to a whole, you know, to a whole idea to its whole, you know, essence of it, and bringing it to life. So at the end of that song, you'd be like, yo, that's my song because it talked about this and it talked about that. You know what I mean? Now it's just like all pretty much, like I said, everybody in the same lane. So if you're in traffic and y'all all in the same lane, that's quite a bit of traffic.
Everybody making beats off Fruity Loops, yeah. So everybody got the same sound. If you're a rock band, you might step up the game to the digital age by recording with Pro Tools, but you're still using real instruments to play music. So we tend to go back to the 16-bit grimy shit, and we sampling shit from soulful music, something that already has energy that you'll recognize. It's not biting, it's sampling. You know what I mean? Public Enemy. This is where hip hop originated, from a DJ cutting 2 of the same record on that special break that everybody jammed. You wait for that part of the fucking record to come. So that's what the DJ's cutting. That's what Tough Crew rhymes on. That's a Tough Crew song. That break beat of the record. We was born and raised on break beats. Cash Money, Jazzy Jeff, Perry P, Rare Masters of Funk, Cash Money, Spin Bad, Lightning Rich, L Nation, Tone Love, Megaforce. I mean, we was like back in the day when it was real throwback motherfuckers. Reds from Funko Mart, my man Chino from Funko Mart, Armand's Records, Ty One, Sound the Market, just a Philly thing, you know.
Red Record Store.
As a DJ, it was exciting on a Tuesday when they came out with whoever it was. Big Daddy Kane, new shit dropping. The Public Enemy got an album. We didn't know who Public Enemy was. Copped the Public Enemy album and was like, dang, this shit's crazy. It was so different from the rest of that shit. I had to listen to it once and decided I was confused. I couldn't figure it out. And that's what hip hop was changing. It went from the Public Enemy to the Backpack Boys. Who are they? Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, we was on tour with them.
Yeah.
Tone Loc, we was down there with them. So, you know, we saw hip-hop change like 5 or 6 times. And right after that, it changed to NWA. Gangsta shit. We said a few curse words on the drum, but it wasn't never NWA to where you was really talking some dirty shit. Then we running a 2 Live Crew. That's a whole nother element. Now it's just crazy in Miami. Luke like the mayor of Miami, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tone Love back there, he was there. We did a song. Now they, what is it? Give me some.
Yeah, we was doing our thing in Miami. We was #1 in Miami at a time when, you know, it was East Coast. It's passed through the South. Hip hop has transcended from regional to national to international, and it's now coming back full circle.
You're right about that.
So we ride that wave as hip hop is coming back full circle to the original hip hop. We gonna be on that wave. Tough Crew Band, remember?
Yes, sir.
Lobby alumni, some say I blame instrumentals. It's that simple original rap general. CL, 1st Lieutenant, 2nd Battalion. Reporting for duty, y'all niggas Billy Dallion. My mission to bring the hip hop back. To trap behind enemy lines, that. No need to get on the track to blast back. And so feel attack, have fucking like ass black. And I don't rap about banging y'all with them hammers. I just drop knowledge on you and hit you with the scrammer. The state of mind kept me out of the slammer. Kept me live in Philly, Atlanta, or Alabama. Take my flow on the road, doing what I was told. Going in for hip hop, bring her home for a roll. So it's back to the lab with a pad and pen. Fat Track, me and Tommy Brown at it again. I hope your tune coming soon. The battle again. Step forward, Tone Love back in the saddle again.
Yo, Lyrics, I'm gonna answer your question. Hopefully it'll be sufficient enough for you. Now, for those that are listening, I'm Apache the Vet, one of the owners of Speak Your Mind, and Lyrics is my man. Hold up, I gotta give a special shout out to the fellas at Real Rap Records, you know, that's really behind us. Now, my thing is, I was asked, did I believe in God? Now, like I said, I do believe in God. I'm not taking nothing from no one, no other human on a planet. Okay? I believe in something that was taught to me to believe in. And I have faith in this. This is why I do believe in God. But you have those people who say they don't believe in God, but as soon as something bad happens to them, the first thing they do is, well, the devil is busy. Or if something bad is happening to them, the first thing they want to do is call on God. So for those who saying they don't believe in it, that's your choice. Alright? But to me, my belief is God gave us the greatest creation that he gave anything in existence. He gave us choice. And by us making the wrong choices, we might be going down a road we're not ready for yet. But I don't know if I answered the question efficiently or sufficient. Okay? But I do believe in God, and the Creator is going to always side with us because we are his greatest creation of all human beings. Most High bless, you know, and for those who didn't understand it, I'm sorry you couldn't comprehend it, but to everybody else, peace and love.
Roll call, starting the day, morning praying. Kiss the ground, thank the sky that I'm alive to say it. God is love, love is God. Ain't that what John say? You live the opposite of love and you in harm's way. And while I follow the footprints of the Savior, it's getting a little easy. I'm noticing strange behavior they air. I could care less, look how they generate wealth. While they always show the public people hurting themselves. See what the eye sees, the mind records, now your mind's lost. If you never follow divine laws like the 10 Commandments. Okay, let's go to the first. You should worship you God great. While y'all praising the worst, and what's worse? church. If you throwing dirt in the church, well, guess what? Your whole house should be a church. That's just a bunch of loving people showing family work. See, if love's the key and I'm guessing my heart's the crib, God bring me back home. I'm begging you like a kid. I see the children learning off of the faith. Yellow smiles running cars is like invisible cape. Cause if you got it, won't you share it with the rest of his weight? I guess the point here I'm pouring, I should follow a snake. No thanks, I've been living long enough with an A. It's cause stress. I've been thinking maybe life is a test. But see, I ain't a vampire and I couldn't live forever, I bet. It's all about feeding your seeds a bowl of knowledge for breakfast. Or trying to make the family stretch. Couldn't figure out my death day, well maybe I should catch my breath. And while y'all keep misinforming, the mama keep forming up a certain formula with golly performances. See, we born for this. Live free, love strong, just never love less. And all yes, my brothers and sisters, God bless.
Yo, we raised in the dirt, that means we do rise. Yeah, we in the dark days, who cares? We sunlight and it's raining out. It's okay, it's alright and it's pouring out. It's okay, we sunlight.
Tuesday around the corner, time still a goner. Y'all been around the block and hypnotized with Time Warner. Man, I'm just trying to warn ya. Full speed explaining, pain in my soul created by entertainment. Some was racing for the basement, I was Ralph McDaniels. Nowadays I'm full of age, I can't relate to the channels. Just the pages reveal the ages. See, I ain't flipping on no fashion statement. See, I know the way to stay breaking, and the breaking news is probably only speaking Satan. And y'all see my little races in this application. I'm applying all my senses to go crack the matrix. Some I'm filthy in the gutter, others need the grace in. But I'm patient, trying to figure what my pay went. The mail looking scary, brother, I'm trying to pay rent. So you give me the rundown on why I should have stayed tense. This is my last journey and I'm hoping that it makes sense.
Yo, we raised in the dirt, that means we do rise. Yeah, we in the dark days, who cares? We sunlight and it's raining out. It's okay, it's alright and it's pouring out. It's okay, we sunlight, yo, we raised in the dirt. That means we do rise, yeah, we in the dark days. Who cares? We sunlight and it's raining out. It's okay, it's alright and it's pouring out. It's okay, we sunlight.
Yeah, we sunlight, yeah, we sunlight. But the front's tight, jogging through the memories, drinking, you know, a fun night. But when the mood drops for the Monday, then we back at it. Walking to our house, we still looking out for the backstabbers. Backbreaking work at the plantations, some rather. Grab a black hood and a burner like it's the last chapter. Boom, bye-bye, hear the cries after the devil's laughter. Some don't let that negative eat them, they might turn rap or might turn boys. Be careful, they really ain't passes. When you give a light to the people, you getting backlash.